Howdy folks, this is Jethro. Just wanted to come on and do a quick video today. I got a couple of things going on here. First off, got a shop card in the mail earlier this week. It is from Mike over at the Scale Model Outlaw, one of the newer channels on YouTube. Got a great guy, does a lot of cool videos. Got a lot of good stuff going on over there. If you don't know Mike, if you're not subbed to him, go check him out. I will put the information in the description of the video when I'm through with the video here. So again, go check him out if you're not subbed to him. Like I say, he's fairly new and he's doing a lot of good things there. So go check him out. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. Next thing up for me is I'm joining in on another group build. Did this one last year and had a lot of fun with it. Dan the Man over there at 60s Rule Channel. Again, I'm sure you all know Dan. If you don't know who Dan is, go check him out. He's got a cool channel. Does a lot of really neat stuff over there as well. Second annual for the psychedelic 60s group build. I did it last year, and he sent this little token for everybody that participated in it. Like I say, it was a pretty cool deal. I'm a product of the 60s very early on. I was born in 1960, so that's always fun to go back and relive those days. So, but basically what I'm gonna do for this build, something that came out in the 60s. It was a pretty popular deal when it came out. The Mustang. That pretty much, I think that does a pretty good job of defining what the 60s were about. One of the many things. A lot of cool music came out of the 60s and a lot of cool cars came out of the 60s. So a lot to choose from. The reason I chose this one, my mom and dad actually had a 65 Mustang convertible. This one says 64 and a half, just a little nugget, no charge for this. There's no such thing as a 64 and a half Mustang, technically. They are all titled as 1965s. There is a difference in the early production 65s to the late production 65s, the ones that are commonly referred to as a 64 and a half. The early production. The main difference was in the interior on these cars. The 64 and a half so-called, like I say, that's the early production 65s by the titles and registrations. They use the interior. The main difference, the dashboard and the instrumentation was basically out of the Falcon on the early production. The later productions had its own dash, a little sportier of a dash and the instrument cluster and everything. So that's just, like I say, no charge for that. But anyway, I'm going to get into this group build. I'm going to build the 64 and a half model kit, but I'm going to call it a 65 from here on out because I'm kind of a purist that way. And I got that information. My source was a guy that worked for Ford in Detroit, and he was very adamant about that. So I figured I would share it with you. So, but it doesn't bother me. If you want to call it a 64 and a half, that is fine with me. And I dug around a good bit because I was sure we had one. I have a picture of my parents' old 65 Mustang. They had it. It was in the late 60s. They probably got it in 67, 68. We didn't buy new cars. And I'm still shocked that they actually bought a Mustang. They were old Cutlass, Chevy Malibu type people. They were not, or a Ford Falcon we had also before this one. They were not flashy people, but it was cool that they bought it. But anyway, this little fella right here is my neighbor, good friend of mine back then was Kenny, and he lived in that house right there, right next to us. And this little feller here is Jethro. That's me at probably 7, 8 years old, something like that. And this little feller here was our dog Snoopy. So that was a cool little dog. we always had a good time there, but a lot of good memories wrapped up in that picture. So, but that's why I chose this kit. I'm going to build it. This car was red with a black top. Build that as a replica of the old car that we had growing up. So that's going to probably do it for this video. I'm going to get, I'll go ahead and got this one opened up just to show you. I don't think it really matters on this, but it's not been started at all. I've kind of opened the box lid and looked around in there, but that's where I'm at now. I'm going to get started on this, get some painting in on it and see where we can go from there. But I want to thank Dan for hosting the build. Again, that's his card. If you're not familiar with Dan, if you're not subbed to him already, I will leave his information in the description below. And I'm gonna leave it with that. Not gonna take a whole lot of time here, and I'm gonna call it a video at that. So this is Jethro, over and out.